other day, which is I thought was kind of cool. Just got our, can you see that? Our
Oh
10,000th
yeah.
review. And this is right when we got started. They sent this to me on, I believe it was the third, yeah, the end of March. And that's almost because we started with you, Kathy, back in
In the
April.
pandemic, yeah.
Yeah, of 2020. So this was right. They sent this because that's right when we were talking about that. Because I remember
I
you.
can remember we were sitting in our conference room and passing my phone around so that we could
That's
all see
it.
you.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share that. We got the 10,000th review views. If
Thank you.
so, I thought that was kind of fun. I'll stop that.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome everybody. We'll get started. This is technically, I guess, our sixth anniversary, which we're real thrilled. We haven't missed a Friday since Kathy got us set up here, and welcome. We really welcome you back and everybody. And anyway, today, let me see. We get started. We'll do announcements after a little bit later because I got a bunch of stuff going on today. We've also got free gifts, landlordish gifts today. So I'll give you a link to all those. We got some fun stuff. And anyway, today is what, April 10th, 2026. John Lee, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association, here with my wonderful wife, Kathy. I mean, I'm not Kathy, our wonderful attorney, Kathy. Sorry, my
Um,
wonderful wife,
Laura
Laura.
and Mike would be surprised to hear that.
Yeah,
Yes.
everybody's surprised to hear that one. No, I
That
got a
was
lot of
funny.
stuff on here. So anyway, I'll shut up before I get in trouble. Uh, well,
Okay, so legally you cannot be married to two people at the same time. I
that's
just thought I'd put that in there.
thank you, thank you. I need that clarification today,
Yeah.
apparently.
So last week I was doing my little volunteer side job where I judge figure skating, and I'll be doing, and so that's why I'm here the second Friday instead of the first. And month in May it'll be the same. And but I think in May, by the second Friday when I will see you again, I will have baseball tickets to give away. So we will talk about that next time. The Cardinals are not doing as bad as I kind of was worried they would so far, so fingers crossed. And if you don't want to see the Cardinals, you can come to my grandson's games. On Wednesday night at Afton Fields, he had a two RBI single, another single that he turned into a double on an error, and he caught the game-ending pop-up, whatever you call it. So he's very good. And you can sit with little Lila, and she will be sticky and put food on you.
What time are the games, Kathy?
Well, this one was at 6, and apparently they're different all the time just to keep us
Okay,
on our toes. But yeah. Um,
nice.
so I know the legislature has been busy, and I haven't gotten an update from our the bar's legislative committee recently to find out what's going on. And I think they're trying to pass a replacement for the squatter bill that got declared unconstitutional. But I've actually recently thought about a better way to do the squatter bill, and so I'm going to give that to the apartment association lobbyist, who's very nice, and see if maybe we can get that done next year. If any of you are members of the apartment association, I'm doing a lunchtime Zoom for them in May, and that's on for their members. It's on their website for eviction processes and that kind of stuff. So my friend Randall Renker had a meeting today with the presiding judge in Jefferson County to try to get that whole thing where they did away with bulk filing undone and gone back to like a sane standard down there. And I hope that he's going to make some progress with that. The city and the county seem to be clicking along. The sheriff's office has settled down in the city, um, and everything seems to be going smoothly for me. And I hope for you. We've seen some bad landlord situations in the news, and that's never good because you see one or two bad landlords and they're on the news, and then they think we're all like that and they want to, pass punitive laws and that kind of thing. Um, you may have seen a whole apartment complex being evicted in South St. Louis by the city because it had been condemned. And I can tell you, I can never get the police to come and evict people for me. So that was kind of amazing. And I don't know if you guys saw the story, but they showed inside one person's unit and it looked pretty horrible. I mean, she was obviously already living in a great deal of trash and disarray. So, um, there might be some bad behavior on part of the tenants there too to get the whole property condemned like that. But apparently that landlord is struggling and having problems all over the St. Louis area. I don't have anything else new to tell you, but I would love to take any questions if you have any.
Kathy, hi, it's you, Linda Gant.
Hi, Linda.
Um, I have a question. It's
Okay.
landlord related-ish. I had a tenant that abandoned the property and left a car in the garage, and I am trying to get title to the car, but there is a lien holder, and they
Uh,
don't want to cooperate by giving me a non-interest letter. Do you have any information on what would be my next steps? I contacted the Missouri Department of Revenue, and they actually said at this point, I just need to file some legal paperwork.
yeah. I've heard of people doing that, and I have not done it. But let me tell you that Donald Foulk, Foulk, who rents office space from me. Let me see if I can put him in the chat. Um,
Okay, thank
I
you.
I am pretty sure he has done it, so you could call him and
All
get him
right.
assistance. My understanding was that it was a fairly easy process. I've just
Okay.
never done it.
All right.
I can give you a little bit of insight. Somebody did that, a contractor did that to one of my clients, and he just left his truck there. And so he called the client, just said, "Hey, it's abandoned, no plates on it," and called the sheriff to give them advance notice. And then after a while, he just had it towed.
Yeah. Um, this is a fairly new vehicle. It has value, so I don't want to have it towed. In fact, I have had work done on it, and at the least, I would like to recoup the money I have invested on it, like new tires and some other stuff. But this car is worth money. It's not old or raggedy in any way, shape, or form. I just need the non-interest letter from the lien holder, which is Capital One. They are so corporate bound that they don't want to budge. They even said, we don't have a letter like that. I'm like, well, you can type one. So
Yeah,
like I
well, like I said, I think Donald has done that, and I put his name and phone number in the chat, so you could
okay, I
give him a
have
call
it.
and see if he could help you. Yeah,
All
good luck
right.
with
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Um, I know that when it's not a valuable car, we usually tell people just tow it to the nearest public street and wish it luck.
Yeah, no, it,
Yeah.
it has value. It has like 7 or 8 thousand dollars. And I have dealers who are interested in the car. I just can't get the title.
Well, you might possibly also have a mechanic's lien in the car for the work that you've done.
All right. I'll call
Yeah.
Donald. Thank you.
Okay. What can I do for anybody else? Okay, guys. Enjoy the spring weather, although I think it's going to rain. Okay, new letters, city that no notice of,
What?
not sure I'm getting the whole question here, Bruce.
Letter C.
Are we talking about the city of St. Louis? Mowing and charge. The city is sending letters that if you haven't mowed, they're mowing it and charging you.
They will. I'll guarantee you they'll charge you.
Yeah. Um, I without notice.
Yeah.
If you want to dispute one, like if you just had it mowed and then they came out and mowed it again and charge you, um, call me up and send me the letter and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I mean, I think they are doing that and charging. I think that might have something to do with forestry. And my alderman said at a meeting the other night that they were raising money to replace a lot of the trees that the tornadoes took out, and that they were doing it with for this forestry stuff. Does independent contractor form protect you? Forestry, yes. Is the independent contractor question related to the forestry question? No. Okay. Does an independent contractor form protect you? Do you mean Protect you from what? This is like, I feel like I'm on a game show where I have to guess the question. Protect you from what?
Bruce, I think you're unmuted now.
From suit. Well, anybody can sue you anytime. If you are acting as an independent contractor and you screw something up, you can be sued. It's always good to carry insurance if you're acting as an independent
hear me now?
contractor. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Okay. I'm going through 4 options and finally this one worked. Okay. Nuts. Okay. I was just worried because I was thinking even use an independent contractor form when you've got a company that supposedly got all their stuff, because it seems like I've been running around here and I've gotten ghosted by 3 contractors recently. So I'm going to have to do the work myself, which is a pain in the butt by next Wednesday. But also trying to find out insurance on somebody. I called and waited online at their insurance company for an hour and nobody ever answered. So I couldn't.
You tell them they have to give you a certificate of insurance.
Well, they gave me this form that said, I've got insurance with these people. These are the dates. And that's the form I got. So I don't know if that's different than what you're saying.
Does it look shaky, the form?
No, the form looked pretty good. I think I've seen that before with other contractors.
I think you can probably rely on that then.
Okay, I've called other insurance people who gave me information, but sometimes I get people who don't answer the phone. So yeah.
Well, and you should still insure yourself and your companies for whatever you're doing, and then that insurance company will fight it out for you if you have a problem.
This particular one was for some work at home, so yeah.
Well, your homeowners might cover you.
Right, too. So
Yeah.
I'm just concerned about it. Yeah.
Although, does anybody remember the sign in the median at Wydown right after the tornado? State Farm sucks. Some insurance companies apparently don't pay like others do. Okay, I've got another question from Kelvin, a mechanics lien in Illinois. Okay, I don't do Illinois, but the same guy that I just put in the chat, Donald, you scroll back up, he's admitted in Illinois. So I send him my Illinois stuff. So you could call Donald. He rents office space from me and see if he can help you with a Illinois mechanics lien.
Hi, Kathy. This is James Green.
Hi.
I got a question for you. Someone asked me if they could, if they have a power of attorney, can they represent someone in any type of court, or if they're older person?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay. So a power of attorney would not allow them to stand.
That's an attorney in fact, not attorney at law. And attorneys at law, we guard our turf very carefully. And you cannot represent someone, even if you're under a power of attorney, in court, unless you're an actual attorney at law, with a law degree and a license. It's possible that in some court situations, a judge or whatever would let you do something. But when I have someone show up in court that's not the person, whether they have the power of attorney or not, the judge will tell them, I'll set it for trial, but you have to bring that person or bring an attorney before then.
Even if they're incapacitated or anything like that, they still need to show up or have an attorney.
Yeah, because if they weren't incapacitated, they'd have to have an attorney.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
Yeah. Okay, somebody's recommending hiring a public adjuster. And I know about that public adjuster, but I don't know a lot about that. But I think that's probably a good thing to explore if you're having insurance problems. Anybody else got anything?
Yes. Hi, Kathy. My name is Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. I just wanted to know, do I need to have a foreign entity business license if my business to do business in Missouri or Illinois if it's registered in another state?
You need to register your entity as a foreign corporation or foreign entity of whatever type it is with the Missouri Secretary of State. I think Illinois would be the same, but you definitely would have to do that for Missouri to do business here.
Okay, thank you.
I think you can look at the Missouri Secretary of State website, and I think this is fairly easy to figure out, but you can let us know if you need help.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Hey, I have a question. How are you today?
I'm good. Robin, how are you?
Good. So my question is, I have a tenant that is still in my unit and she has some damages. She agreed to pay for the damages, but since said she's not paying for them. Is there a judgment attorney you can give me or information, or can you help me with that?
She's still in the unit?
Yes.
Do you want to evict her?
Not, no.
What kind of damages?
When I did a quarterly inspection, it was a hole in the wall. Boyfriend kicked the door in, coloring on the wall, just all kind of damages. They ended up coming to about $5,000. And she agreed to pay for all the damages.
The small claims limit is 5,000. You
Okay.
might want to go to small claims court yourself and do it. Personally, I wouldn't want to do a case where there's damages while they're still there. I would only want to take a case like that if it was damages after they were gone.
Okay.
Because they
Okay.
could theoretically fix them or,
Well, we fixed them. We did fix them. And she agreed to pay. She signed off on 4 out of the 5 documents, agreeing she did the damages, her family. And when we started trying to collect, we gave her until tax time, because at first she was supposed to make monthly payments. She said, well, I don't have a job. Okay, tax time. And then at tax time, she just said she refused to pay.
So yeah, I would go to small claims court.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? This is like a massive game of Hollywood Squares.
I'll take judgments for 600, Kathy.
Yeah.
And I do want to
Okay,
thank you for
guys.
the model lease, because we are going to give that out in some gifts I have today.
Yes.
I say our landlordish gifts, and we'll talk about that. We won't, we understand you got to go, but appreciate you so much that you, I almost made you my wife. I appreciate you so much, but we'll have to take that out. So,
Okay, thanks, guys.
I appreciate it. We'll see you next month.
See ya.
Thank you, Katharyn.
Thank you.
All right. Always good to have Kathy there. And I do want to show you the stuff we have. I do have some, like I said, some landlordish gifts we put together in celebration of our sixth anniversary here. Let me see. I won't show you everything, but I'll show you, well, actually, I'll show you everything to begin with, and then we'll just show a few things, and then we'll get started with our regular networking here. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. I guess got a couple of things in here. We do have a kind of a little questionnaire that we have that I put together for you guys. As you know, we talked about our membership going forward. It's going to be free, and then we're going to have some insider perks for some of you guys. I know it's going to want to be some insiders, and then also some vendor opportunities. We're just now putting that together. We're meeting actually with the webmaster this afternoon, so all this is kind of coming out now. We've got some information on Kathy. Here's the model lease right here that we're gonna that she so graciously gave us to give away. This has got stuff, and this will keep you out of court. It actually, I thought it was kind of funny, because it actually kind of takes business away from her, because if you have all this and do it the right way, you're gonna have less of a chance of evicting people and taking them to court. But this also, one of the most important things in there is the waiver of jury trial, so that's very important. Then we have these 3, I call them essential documents. The one thing that you're going to get right next to it here is the authorization release information. This is something a lot of people miss, but down the road, I've used this more often than I ever thought I would. It's something we used to use when I was a mortgage broker, just to get information on payoffs and things like that. But this also allows you to find out information about jobs. I like to put one of these in my file for down the road in case anything ever goes awry, I guess is a good way to put it. And we have had somebody not too long ago that was, he did not have this form, and he could not, even though he had a judgment in court about back rent and some damage and some other stuff, he could not find out where their current employer was, because they changed employment. And this form will kind of help you along there. The other thing that you need is the lead-based paint. I got a couple of things there, and then also the signature part there. And then you want to be an authorization, another insured, additional insured, and this authorization will give you that on their insurance also. So that way you'll know if they have their insurance, if they drop their insurance, and all that kind of stuff. Pets are the new kids. This is the workbook that we got a couple weeks ago from Victoria Cowart from the pet screening, and she's actually going to be here next week. That's going to be one of the announcements I'll tell in a minute. But and then something else I want to just show you right here. Let's see, we're probably gonna, let me see. This is kind of a neat little farm that could probably help you out a little bit, keep track of your properties. And this is a fill in the one right here. This you can make copies of this if you have more than one property, but you can just see, you can kind of enter the information there. And then this kind of helps you for taxes and just accounting purposes. You put in your the amounts you receive and things like that, advertising, all this kind of stuff. And I'll give this to you. This will help you with taxes and just accounting in general. So that's one of the things. Anyway, I'm going to put in, let's see here. I'm going to put in a link that I have right here. I got this on WeTransfer because of the size of the file, and it's only going to be good for a couple days. So make sure you get your gifts as soon as you can right here. You can just download them. There's nothing to sign up for or anything like that. In fact, this is a good site if you ever have any big files to send to people. I've been using this for years. I got it from one of my coaches many years ago, and this is a great place. But anyway, go ahead and click on there and get your free gifts, because it will go away and disappear, and then they're gone. And it'll stay. It's like 3 days from the time you put it on. I put it on last night. So anyway, you have like 2 more days to get that. So make sure you get that. And then as far as the announcements, we'll just some future events we have. Let's see here. Mention that. Let's see. Next week we do have the Victoria Cowart coming back with pet screening. I know a lot of you guys were here for that a few weeks ago, and she's going to be talking about the assistance animals and fair housing. So this ought to be very informative. And they'll have another workbook specifically on that, stuff you can take with you. And that'll be right here on this link. So you don't need to do anything else. If you're already registered, I'll send out a reminder. Then on April 23rd, that's a Thursday at 1:00. We're having the wholesaling quick start 101. And this is where you can get started with, no cash, no credit, no license, basically no money out of pocket. This is something that is going to go into our insiders perks, but it's open to everybody right now. And I will have some really good things for download. We've done this once before, and even though we have it down for the, we call it Quick Start 101, it's not necessarily for beginners only, because there's a lot of stuff that a lot of the veterans and a lot of us still use today, as far as how to find vacant properties and what to do with them, and how to, things like that. Then on April 24th, right here, another Friday, and a couple weeks from now, we have guy. His company is that pest guy, and Michael Roche. He's going to come here. Met him the other day. He's very, very nice guy. If you got raccoons or squirrels in the attic or any kind of pests like that, he's the guy to talk to. He's got a lot of good reviews. I've only met him once, but he's after talking to him, I invited him to come and talk to us, because I know, especially this time of year when things are opening up, I know we're fighting wasps here ourselves, and some other things that are trying to move in. So it'll be interesting to talk to him, and he has some stuff for us. Then we talked about in May of having the pre-Missouri tax sale seminar that we're going to have, because as you know, in June, we have the Missouri Tax Sale Seminar 5 with Scott Walterbach down in Jackson, but we're going to be doing kind of like I call it a pre-Missouri Tax Sale Seminar. We did that last year, just kind of give you some of the stuff on how some of the stuff works, because Scott's is a pretty high level thing, and a lot of us, we need to know some basics before we get there. We actually moved this, and I'll have more on this as we develop it a little bit. We originally had it on May 21st, but I had to move that back to May 28th because we got Memorial Day, and that's always a big factor. And the Thursday before Memorial Day, a lot of people they're not really thinking about business, even though I think we should all the time. But if you attend the The wholesaling quick start 101, you'll be looking for properties as you're on vacation, like we always do too. So anyway, I think that's all I have for right now. So let's see. Laurie, you want to give us our disclaimer and then we'll get started here?
Sure. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is normally Ask the Attorney with Miss Katharyn Davis, but I believe she said next month it's going to be the second Friday. Anyway, our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Thank you, Laura. All right. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share? I guess we can start off. Anybody have anything they're buying or selling right now? It's always a good place to start. Anybody
Yeah.
have anything? Yeah.
Hey,
Sure.
I'm under the name here is under James Wiley, but he sent me the link. So I'm wholesaling in St. Louis. I currently don't have any deals under contract, but we're targeting deals primarily in the 63134 zip code. Should I put my number down in the chat? You
Yeah.
said?
Yeah. What's your actual name if it's not James?
So my full name is Wesley Prada, WesleyPrada. So right now I'm only wholesaling. And yeah, with the regards to just, hopefully move up the levels in real estate at some point. So we're just wholesaling right now though.
Sure. And what's the best contact information you'd like to share with us, Wesley?
So my phone number is 314-307-4608. And my email is info@Prada, Prada, property advisors, plural. I know it's kind of long, .com. I just sent it in the chat as well.
Okay, very good. And you're
So
mainly
we're
looking
doing
at
deals sorry about that. We're doing deals in Springfield, Missouri, Columbia, and St. Louis County and City. And that's it for now.
Okay. Okay, and you mentioned 63134.
Correct.
Okay, over in Berkeley area then.
Yeah, we're about to pick one up to tomorrow at 6:30. We're getting the contract signed in Berkeley. Yeah, 63134. Should be a decent rental.
Okay, and if you're welcome to bring that back. We meet every Friday at 11 o'clock. Any kind of properties you have that you'd like to share, feel free to
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Perfect. I will do so.
Well, thank you, Wesley. Appreciate
Yep.
that.
Thank
And-
you.
Yeah. All
I
right.
think I may have one if you guys can hear me.
Yes, there you are.
My name's
Linda.
Linda Pretree, and we've been doing primarily long-term rentals for, oh my God, over 20 years for sure. But I also have some short-term rentals, and I don't know if anybody would be interested in these since they're not right here in this area, but I have one up for sale in Foley, Alabama, which is kind of adjacent to Gulf Shores, Alabama. That particular, it's a condo. It's about 12 miles from the beach. I guess just let me know if anyone might have any interest. And then we might also have another property coming available in Branson, Missouri.
Okay. The one in Foley, Linda, if I could ask you about that a little bit. Let's see, that's a condo, you said, about 12 miles from the beach.
Yep, it's a
Okay.
2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Okay.
It's a little over 1,000 square feet, so there's quite a bit of room in there.
Okay. And this is for sale, correct?
Yes,
Okay. What is your asking price on that?
it's 159.9.
Okay. And do you know about what that actually rents for?
Yes, I know we did have it rented for a while at 14.50.
Okay. And that's per month.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what's the best information? But or you have another one in Branson. Let me ask you about that. Do you want to tell? Do you have any details on that one, or do you want to come
Yeah,
to?
yeah, it's not up for sale right now, but if somebody had interest, we could certainly talk about it.
Mhm.
It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It's about 620 square feet. It's in a complex called Fall Creek. That's off Gretna, if anyone knows anything about Branson. It's kind of a real close to, really next door to the Wyndham Resorts and kind of across the street from the Lawrence Welk Resort. What else can I tell you about that? The Branson one right now is furnished. Because we are doing short-term rental on that one. I think
Okay.
it could be short-term or long-term, or it's obviously somebody could have it for their own uses as well.
Okay. And what about HOA fees? I see. Looks like Latricia put that in there. On
Okay.
both those. Yeah. If you could tell us that.
Yeah, so the one in Foley, Alabama, the HOA fees are $280 a month.
Okay.
And then, that includes things like, of course, the outdoor building, the landscaping, all the outdoor treatment areas. It also includes most of the utilities like water, sewer, trash, cable, internet, and the only thing the person really has to pay for is electric.
Okay. All right. That covers a lot. They don't all cover cable and
Yeah,
that type
that
of
one
thing.
covers a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, it sure does.
And then the other one, I know the fee is about 1,600 for the year. So I
Okay.
think that equates to about 120. I need to do the math, 120 or something
Okay.
about for the month. Again, it covers all the exterior maintenance, exterior building, landscaping, and it also includes like water, sewer, trash. Again, but there you have to pay for, no, we do have to pay for water there. We do have to pay for electric. Um, and that's the fees on that one.
Okay. And what is do you have a price on that one yet?
We don't have a price because that one's not listed.
Okay. Maybe when you do, you could come back and tell us about that.
Yeah, I guess I just need to know, is somebody interested so we could even maybe talk about it. We may not even list it then.
Sure.
If
Sure.
somebody has interest.
Yeah. And what's the best contact for you, contact information for you, Linda?
Yeah, so my phone number is 314
Mhm.
570 1011.
Okay.
And my email is Pretre, like my last name, Pretre @gmail.com.
Yeah, Gmail. Okay, very good. Some good opportunities. And if you don't mind putting that in the chat,
Okay,
that would be great also. Appreciate that, Linda.
sure.
Okay, some good opportunities there for someone. No, okay.
I have
All right.
2 houses that
Oh,
are
sure.
for sale.
Yeah, Paul.
Now, not me personally, but my client does. He's the one who does the, purchase and renovation of the houses. And one of them is near Hanley, North Hanley, and St. Charles Rock Road. And the
Okay.
price is 150, and it has 3 bedrooms. It has carpeting in some places and new floors, new kitchen, and a full basement that's not finished, but at least it's clean. It doesn't have any water damage, no mold. So 2 bedrooms on the first floor, 1 bedroom upstairs with a toilet upstairs. So it has 1.5 baths and full living room and dining room. Like I said, about 150,000. Then I have another house on Missouri. That's going for 190. That one has 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Now, both of these have currently Section 8 tenants, but if somebody wanted to buy them, keep the tenant, that's fine. Both of them, like the Missouri house, I think the rent is going for 111. I think it's like 1,500, and then the one on North Hanley is going for like about 1,300. I'm sorry.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And these are both single family homes, is that correct, Paul?
Yes. Right.
Okay, very good. All right. All right. So, all right. And what's the best contact information for you, Paul?
Yeah, you can just text me at 314
Mhm.
650 9575.
Okay. Okay. Do you prefer text?
Yeah, a text or a call, that's fine.
Yeah. I kind of prefer text first myself these days because you never know who's calling you.
That's right. I don't know who they are, so it's like I don't answer the calls because get a
Right.
lot of people who want to, want me to sell my house.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Yeah. And if you don't mind putting your number in the chat for us also,
Yeah,
Paul,
will
that'd
do.
be great. Appreciate that. A couple of good opportunities there. Okay. And you said those are with, they have Section 8 tenants currently.
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
But if you want to buy it without the Section 8 tenants, then we just have to give them notice and that's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. All right. There's a couple good opportunities. Who else has something for us today?
You mind if I say one more thing, John?
No, go right ahead.
Hey, I know a lot of wholesalers get a bad rep and not, but been hearing from a lot of guys to reach out to agents. So if anyone, wants to text me who's a licensed agent and has any deals that they want help in moving, we have a disposition team that calls a bunch of investor lists and, obviously we're in all the Facebook group chats as well. So if there's any real estate agents in here that want to connect, I put my phone number in there as well. So that's all I got. Thanks,
Thank you,
John.
Wesley.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point you brought up because a lot of people do get a kind of a bad rap when people just call themselves investors in particular get a bad rap because I know John Heyer, the attorney. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He was out of Ohio, but he does a whole thing on we hate investors and here's why. And a lot of times it's because investors are always looking for some kind of deal. They're not on time. They always want to negotiate down on price, and then they don't do what they say they're going to do a lot of times. And it's not everybody, but it's enough to give them a bad rap. And that's you kind of want to be a problem solver, but you do want to do what you say, and you don't want to have a lot of untruths. And there's a lot of wholesalers, especially at first that I've seen anyway. And that's one reason we're going to have this wholesaling class coming up here, this training, just kind of go over some of that kind of stuff. And because a lot of them get out there and they'll put a house under contract without even really knowing what the true value will be. And once, they'll want to tie it up exclusively and then not be able to sell it. I've run into a lot of that myself over the years. So we're going to try to kind of just make you a little bit better on etiquette, I guess. So that was a great point you brought up there, Wesley. So thank you. But that's wholesalers, and I think you should be a wholesaler no matter what you end up doing. A lot of people turn into landlords and flippers and a lot of other things, but I think you should always, even if it's not your area, I think you should always remain a wholesaler because I know Laura and I, every time we drive down in the street, we'll see the houses that they don't even know they're for sale. But you can always tell which ones are the rentals, which ones are not being taken care of. And you go back and look those up, and a lot of times those turn into deals. So that's something we're going to kind of talk about a little bit. Yeah, transparency is key. I totally agree with that. In fact, one of the things we're going to talk about is a lot of people, you got to be real careful in your clauses. You want to say and or assigns. It's going to be, and I've always just told the people, it's something I learned early on, is it's going to be either me or one of my business partners. It may not be me, but you don't care who brings the cash to the table, do you? And I've never heard them once say they cared, as long as the money shows up for exactly what we talk about. So that's a great point to bring up, and we'll go over more of those details. One of the things we're going to be doing with some of our trainings and things coming up here, we're going to go a little bit deeper. I know I talked about that, but a lot of the stuff is kind of shallow, and which is good to get people started. But we're going to go a little bit deeper on some of the reasons that we do the things we do. So anyway, hopefully we'll see you all then. But thanks for bringing that up, Wesley. It's a great point. And yeah, you have your contact information in there. Let's see here. You may want to put your name in there because everybody thinks you're James. So. But we do appreciate you showing up here and bringing that up. All right. Okay, Paul, you got your information in there. It looks like you almost already have a buyer, Linda, for your Branson property. Kelvin's interested there. So yeah, it's funny. Branson's an interesting area. A couple of years ago, we did some things. We got the tax sale seminar coming up, and we were doing in a class with some people, and we did a thing on Taney County, and they had all kinds of properties you could buy over the counter. Taney County is a little bit different. Some of the stuff that we'll be getting more into with our pre-tax sale seminar, and they actually would let you make offers, okay, which in most of the counties in Missouri, there's 104, 115 municipalities or entities, I should say, 114 counties, and they all are different. That's one thing you kind of got to know what it is from county to county, but they would let you make offers. And I offered $100 for a property and they took it. And I found out later after talking to this guy, he offered $1 farm and they took that. So I kind of spent, I guess, $99 more than what I should have on the property, as far as that goes. But one of the other things, though, that you got to keep in mind is due diligence, and that's something we talk a lot about. And because there's a lot of things to do that you might have to do if you do buy a property over the counter from the county. And over the counter, what I mean by that is just one that they have taken possession of. Just because nobody paid the taxes and nobody bought it at the tax sale. And that's something I've done a lot of. We'll talk more about that in May. So anyway, Branson's a great area, but they don't have any more over-the-counter properties because we talked about it too many times, I think, and everybody took them. So they used to have a couple of pages of them, but they do come out every year. That's another reason we want to be talking about these, because I know Scott's tax sale seminar, Missouri tax sale seminar number 5, the one that we talked about coming up in Jackson on the 26th of June. It has a lot of deep level, what I call pretty deep level, trainings in there actually. And Dale Sweet, one of the attorneys, is going to be, he's from the St. Louis area. We've had him talk several times on our group here. He does quiet titles and a lot of other stuff. So I know there's a lot of details to this, but this is a really good, I consider a pretty high level training that we have, and a good information source with a lot of people that are actually doing the work, which I think is pretty important, because there's a lot of people out there teaching a lot of stuff on tax sales, liens, and deeds and stuff like that. But some of the national stuff, you just don't get what you get on a local level, because it's all different. Missouri alone, I used to think I'd want a property in all 115 or 114 counties, but it's too hard to do, because they all have different rules. Even though we got the statutes for Missouri, when you break it down to the counties, they all kind of do what they want to do. Besides that, I mean, of course, they follow the law, but they do what they want. And then you also have municipalities. So due diligence is huge when it starts coming into some of that stuff. So, and we'll get more into the details. I got a little bit deeper probably than we need to talk to today, but we do have some more coming up in May, and then of course in June. So anyway, okay, thank you, Wesley. I see you got your name in there. Perfect. So, all right, who else has something for us today? Make sure you get your gifts within the 2 days. I'll put the link back in there just so you have it. But we have some pretty good stuff. Landlordish gifts, I call them. There's a couple other things in there, but since Kathy, we were celebrating our 6th anniversary with Kathy today, and she offered graciously to give us the model lease she has. We decided to put some more gifts in there for you. So, all right, John Collins. John, you there?
Yeah, hey John, how you doing?
There you are. Good, and you?
All right. Could you explain that one form that you gave us? Not that you say you have a tenant sign, so you might need it later on at some point. I forgot what you called it.
The authorization to release information?
Right, right.
Yeah. That's to me is one of the most valuable forms you could have, because you can that way you can talk to their employer about their employment to verify that. You can verify funds with we used to use them for things even such as payoffs and things like that, but you can use them for a lot of different things like that. Also, to become an additional insured on their insurance, you'll need that form to talk to. Really, you'll need it for just about everything, John, as far as talking to somebody on their behalf. And I like to I have another one that I actually use when we're selling houses too, that we get notarized also besides the regular one like that, because sometimes they will require more information. And my experience is when people are moving in, whether they're buying something or renting from you, they'll sign everything when they're moving in. They will sign nothing if there's ever a problem down the road. And when they move out, you will never get anything else signed. That actually, the reason I'm even bringing this up is because we have a member here. I don't see him here today, but he had a problem. I believe it was last year, a few months back, where he had a tenant move out and the guy caused all kinds of damage. They got their judgment in court, but he could not get any information out of the new employer because he didn't have any authorization. This authorization to release information will give you that authority, John. So that's the reason that I think it's important to add. And that's one reason we put together the 3 essential documents, which really you're going to need that for a lot of things. I like to get 2 of them signed. And one of them I don't put a date on typically. I mean, if it does, it's okay if they date it, but I just put it in my file to save for down the road. Because that'll save you many times.
Thanks.
The
Hey,
authorization. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry.
Real quick, the authorization release information is similar to the one that you use for short sales, basically. It's pretty much the same thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I use them on everything. I mean, even if you don't think you're going to need it, you'd be surprised how many times that comes up down the road.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, John, this is Dana. Sorry about that. We
Hi, Dana.
kind of got on a little late and in the middle of traveling, driving, but
Well, be
and I couldn't
careful.
raise my hand. Thank you. We had you were saying about because we missed Kathy Davis, I guess, and I didn't hear what you were saying. Did you say we need to put information in the link? I mean, in the chat, if we wanted the documents or something?
No, you should be able. Can you see the chat, Dana?
I think I can pull it. I'm on my phone, so it's kind of okay. Yeah, I can. Yes, I can see the chat.
Okay, I just put it in there again. That's a link. That's got all your gifts in there. It's got Kathy's model lease and a few other, I call them landlordish gifts, but there's a few things in there that should be helpful for you. And you should be able to click on that. It's only going to be available though for like 2 days. So make sure you get it downloaded within a day or 2.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, and we'll have the replay up as soon as we can get back to it, and you'll be able to watch Kathy. I don't think she had a lot of announcements today, but she's always worth watching in my opinion, but always,
Yeah, and we were just we wanted to be on there for it, so when we got on, apparently she wasn't on, so we just hated that.
Well, that happens. That's one reason we put the replay, up on YouTube every day, every time also. So
okay, and I'm snapshotting the chat too. So thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's see here. I see Wesley. Okay, Jarrett, you have a property. Looks like on Imperial Drive. You there? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, a couple of. I just posted a second one as well.
Okay.
317 Fletcher Avenue, same zip code, about a half mile away from each other. Every day there's a little bit more work being done to it, so that price will continue to climb as more stuff is done. But both will rent for around the $800-900 range, and currently able to be obtained for very reasonable price. So,
yeah, I see one is 20. The one on Imperial is 25,000. You say, and then the other one's 26.
26.
Oh, yeah, okay. And what's if you don't mind verbally giving us your contact information you'd like to share, because the chats do disappear and the replays don't. So that way you might watch the replay.
Can you mute me? I'm sorry. I'm trying to mute and I can't find.
Gotcha. Thank you.
My cell is 757-403-7400, which is a Virginia area code, but I'm here in St. Louis.
Okay.
And then Jarrett Schaefer at kw.com is the best way to reach me. But text is probably, certainly the easiest and fastest. Both are on Lockbox, so I can meet you out there as well if you need.
Okay. Thank you, Jarrett. And say text first. That's always a good idea these days. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you. There's a couple of good opportunities for someone. And let's see. Okay. All right.
Looks like James has his hand raised.
James, are you there?
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
There you
I
are.
just wanted to introduce myself. Can you hear me?
Oh, you kind of faded out, but I think we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so I gave Wesley Prada the link to this, so his name was under mine. But yeah, I'm working on a couple properties in Florissant if anybody's interested in that area. I'm working on a rental property up there. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath. Everything was redone in 2019. I think it's going to be an asking price of the mid 200s. So if anybody's interested in something like that, I'll put my contact information and you can reach out. I think it'll probably be under contract by mid next week, but I just wanted to share that and let everybody know.
Thank you, James. And if you don't mind giving your contact information verbally too for anybody watching the replay, that would
Yeah,
be
of
helpful.
course. Yeah, my phone number is 314-322-6181. And then my email is James1Wiley, WILEY, the letter V, at gmail.com. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thank you, James. Appreciate that. Yeah, and if you could put that in the chat too, that's always helpful for
Will
people
do.
writing it down. Thank you. Okay. Right. And thank you for bringing Wesley too. He seems like a real nice guy too. So, and he can use his name. He doesn't have to come under the alias.
Appreciate it.
All right. All right. Who else has something for us? A lot of good opportunities out there today. I see a lot of things starting to move. We get a little bit nicer weather and people get out doing things. So that's always a good time of year. As you can see, we're sitting outside, or some of us are sitting outside too. Not all of us. So, and Kathy, yeah, always good to have her. And she mentioned her baseball tickets again. I kind of forgot about that. She has box seats, and she gives away some of her tickets every year. So I guess some games she can't make it to, and she mentioned she might have those next month for us. So be sure you and she'll be here. Normally it's the first Friday of the month, and she did mention she judges. She's a judge. She volunteers for figure skating, which was very interesting. So I didn't know she did that. We had a little conversation about that. And yeah, Kathy Davis, see Latricia, you put that in there. She'll have tickets for baseball games. And I don't know which one she'll have, but she always very graciously gives us some every year. Kathy's a very sharing person. So, and she has great seats too. It's in the, I want to say the Redbird Club, but I'm not exactly 100% on that. And she'll tell us about that. So. And even though she says they may not be in so good, it's still pretty early in the year, though, if you ask me. We got a long season to go, so the Cardinals they can come back. I've seen them do it before many times over the years. You just never know. So,
Hey, John, this is Steve Newcomb here.
yeah, Steve.
Hey, thanks for letting me know about this. This is the first time I've jumped on this, so I caught the
Yeah.
tail end, but wanted to bring up a couple things on a fourplex I'm working on in the city of St. Louis near the Botanical Gardens. It's in full rehab right now, and I'm looking to potentially switch lenders. And if there's anyone that I guess maybe as a private lender, and the reason why is because I am going to get penalized for going beyond the 6-month threshold. And I have a month to kind of figure that out. And I don't really want to get penalized. So if there's an opportunity to switch to a different lender, not really sure how that works, but yeah, it's going beyond the 6-month threshold that was allowed on the loan.
Okay, so you're looking for a loan to pay off the hard money lender. Are you looking for additional funds, Steve?
Yeah, it would be for additional rehab costs as well. That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay, and where is your property at? You said it's a fourplex. It's what part of town is it in?
Yeah, it's in the Botanical Heights neighborhood, which is just north of Highway 44 and the Botanical Gardens.
Okay. And what's the best contact information you'd like to share with us, Steve?
Text, phone call, 314-809-9748.
9748. Okay. Okay, looking for some funds to to finish your project up, it sounds like. And then this is a property you're going to be keeping. Is that correct?
Yeah, so
Steve?
I'm debating if I want to keep it or sell it. Right now, I'm probably going to sell it unless, given the fact it's in an A-class neighborhood, real close to St. Louis University Hospital, Cardinal Glennon, and Washington University Medical Campus. So I could probably cash flow more with short-term rentals and travel nurses, and that might justify hanging on to it with a above market rent, which would be $1,400 a month. So if I can get 2,000 or more, I may just hold on to it. But right now, I want to finish it. It's a lot of progress, and I just 6 months for an entire fourplex was probably unrealistic considering it's a full gut, full rehab, all new plumbing, electric, HVAC, you name it. So probably should have found something that was more of a 12-month term on the loan. And it is what it is if I got to go beyond 6 months, but they do penalize me. So I was just trying to avoid that. That's all.
Yeah, in the area you're in, Steve, this could actually be a good one for, like you said, for nurses, trailing nurses, things like that. Could actually be a good midterm rental. I don't see Amber on here right now. I know she does a lot of those. I think even in that area there, and those are some of your best tenants, depending on how you can do that. It would probably not be one for room sharing, but a 4-unit, you could have 4 separate rents on that too. So I see a lot of good opportunities there, and. Okay, and then you gave us your contact information. Yeah, always best to text first, but you're looking for some funding to redo that with. And if you don't mind putting your information in the chat also, Steve, that could be very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that right now.
All right, thank you.
All right, cool.
So if somebody's got some money for Steve or knows some, that's a good I know we've known Steve for a while. He used to be our AV guy when we were at the Realtor building, going back as far as what, 2010, I want to say.
Yeah,
Something like that.
2010, 12, 13, kind of
Okay.
took a hiatus from a number of things and jumped into real estate here again. So it's always it's a wild ride. So yeah, a lot looking forward to. So hopefully I can join more of these now. But this is the first time I've been on this. So yeah, good information.
Well, thank you, Steve. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, and stop by because you never know. I don't see any money people. Well, I can't see everybody though right off the bat, but they do stop in because everybody needs money. So good place to go. Thank you, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. And then I see James, you got your info in there. I got it. All right. Okay, anybody else? Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Okay, who else has something for us today? Okay. I appreciate everybody coming in. A lot of smiling faces. Good to see you guys. And I see we are coming up on the hour. Make sure you get your gifts. I'll put it in there one more time in the next 2 days so they don't disappear on you. Because once they're gone, they're gone. And this is a great site that we transfer. You don't have to have an account to send huge files far there, but you are limited on how long they stay. But I like doing it this way because that way you don't have to sign up for anything and or have to do anything like that. So they're just easy to do. And anyway.
Hey, John, I had a question. You were
Mhm.
talking about those upcoming events. Is there a way to find out like the calendar for those? Because I was driving at the time.
Great question, Nicole. And what I did is I put a little a sheet in the gifts I'm giving you with those links on there for you. So are you were driving? Were you able to get to the chat and get your free gifts there?
Yes, I got them. Thank you.
Okay, that'll be in there. I went ahead and put them in there last night just because I thought it would be easier because that'll save us time too from answering back and forth because everybody doesn't get everything and it just makes it simpler. So thank you for mentioning that, Nicole, but you should have them right in there.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else got anything? Looks like we're coming up at the top of the hour and I do want to be respectful of your time. But we do have,
John, real quick, I wanted to pop on.
hi, Victoria.
Hey, so I just wanted to remind everyone that I offer design consultations. I see there's a lot of people on here that haven't been on before, but I do, as a professional designer, I'm also an investor and I offer consultations to walk properties for you, or potentially if you're a real estate agent, your clients. I have packages where I can offer design packages. I sell kitchen cabinets, so if you need kitchen cabinets, they can ship quickly within 2 weeks or less. The pricing is really good compared to everyone else in St. Louis. So if anyone has interest in any of those options, you can reach me at 872-444-6681. You can also check out my website. My website is Inspired House Renos. Renos is plural.com. So if you go there, you can see a lot of my services. You can see some of my flips that I've done in the past. I still need to update my website with some of the new ones and this recent one that's about to close. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that one. You said about to close, so it sounds like you have that one about wrapped up.
Yeah, so we actually were supposed to close today. The buyer ended up extending, so we will be closing on Friday next week.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, look forward to hearing about that, Victoria. So
Yeah.
I thank you. Yeah, if you don't mind putting your information in the chat also. What's great here? I guess Bruce is talking about you and not me. So, okay.
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay, Jerry, you need contractors, roof repair. Let's see, HVAC. We had Damon on there, I don't know, a couple months ago. He's pretty good on HVAC. I'm assuming you're talking about St. Louis?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I got his number for you. I can give you the HVAC. We have some videos. We broke up for him a couple times. Here's his number. It's Damon Boozer's his name. He's a HVAC guy. He's really good. And what I like is he will talk to you on the phone. We even did some live stuff here at our place. We're 100 miles away, and he was able to give me some advice on what I needed to say with our HVAC guy out here. But his phone number is 314-280-5377. And his email address is rhandyhomerepair, the letter R, Handy Home Repair at yahoo.com. And that's the name of his company, R Handy Home Repair LLC. He's in the St. Louis metro area, but he does a lot of stuff in the county. I think he lives out in Chesterfield, but he does a lot of stuff in the county too. So he'll be able to help you out with the HVAC. I would recommend him. He's done a lot of work for us over the years too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And sorry, let's see, John Collins Angle. What do you say? Ridge Remodeling does roof, siding, gutters, and windows. Does a lot of. Do you have their contact information, John?
Not handy, but if he Googles it, they're out of it's pretty far out west they're from, but they do come to St. Louis. And actually they just did some jobs for me recently, but they do a lot of work for investors.
Okay. All right. Thank you, John. Yeah. One of the things we are going to have that we're working on, like I said, we're meeting with the webmasters this afternoon, but one of the things we are going to have for our insider perks is we're going to have our resource guide, and that's going to have a lot of things like this in there that people can put in there. It's going to be for our insiders. We're not going to just put it out to anybody, just like we don't right here. We ask you to only share information you'd like to share with the general public, because we do put this, the replays on YouTube, because a lot of people can't make it live every week. I totally understand that. But we do put it on there. But that's one thing we are going to have for all you guys as an insider perk is we're going to have a resource guide. And that's going to have our vendors and anybody that wants to put information in there. Of course, you can remain anonymous also. So we'll look forward to getting that together. I'm kind of excited about that because that'll make it easier for all of us. And Anyway, yeah, James, Damon does good work, and I totally agree with you. He does really good work, and he is professional. He will give you the real scoop on stuff. In fact, he was here. What was it, December? I want to say maybe November or December, and did some, came in and gave us a lot of good tips on things with vents, and we have a lot of. In fact, we were making sound bites out of a lot of things he did because there was so much good information he gave us. So, and that's on our replays too, if anybody wants to go back and watch anything on that. So, all right. I think that's it. Okay. Anybody else got anything before we go to
Pete
lunch, I
John,
guess? Yes,
it's
Ann.
Ann
Hi.
Claiborne.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you? How's everybody?
Great.
I am driving and I wanted to, so can you email me the link, please, for the gifts?
I tell you what, can you email me a request for it and then I'll attach that on there when you get to where you can.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be
because
happy
I'm
to
on the
do that.
highway. I can't email right now.
Yeah. Don't have a
Okay,
wreck and just
thanks.
be very careful out there, Ann. Yeah. Okay. You wanted Damon's contact information? Is that what you're asking, Nicole?
Yes.
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, his number 314-280-5377. That's Damon.
Thank you.
There you go. You're welcome. Yeah, he's a good guy to have in your Rolodex there.
You say he's an HVAC guy?
Yes, he is, John. Yeah. Yeah, Damon, I've known him quite a few years now. He used to come to our meetings. He's done a couple presentations, and we invited him to just give us some tips. Actually, last year we ought to have him back because the tips he gave us, I know a lot of people have commented on how good they were. Even like the filters. One of the things that we didn't know, because in fact our HVAC guy told us about it not too long ago, is we were getting filters that were too good because most of us end up getting these filters that are that we try to buy the better ones for our furnaces and things like that. That's the opposite of what we should do. We should buy the cheapest ones that are that don't that don't worry about the pollen and all the stuff because it's too hard on your units and it makes them wear out quicker. So, I mean, some of that stuff, the tips he gave us was just, I thought were very valuable. So anyway, I guess we can call it a day for today. Does anybody have any last minute things they'd like to share with us today? Okay, Latricia, you want to unmute? You can tell us about your service there before we go.
Sure. Hello.
Mhm.
Turn that on. So, hello everyone.
There you are.
Just
Yeah.
a quick reminder, all these deals need a responsible and dependable closing agent. So Closemo Deals helps you meet that need. We meet your clients to close your transactions anywhere. We are nationwide and we work after your escrow office has closed. All right. So Closemo Deals, let's close Mo together, okay?
Thank you. And what's the best contact information for you, Latricia?
925-528-6479. And our website is closemodeals.com. Email address info@closemodeals.com.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? If not, we appreciate everybody coming in today. I'll have the replay up. My new rule is up by Sunday evening, but I'll try to get it up a little quicker. I think I'll have some time this evening, so it will be on the website or on YouTube's website on our channel by as soon as I can get it up there. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody next week. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thanks.